Hello, 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 Taurus. Welcome. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm working on some Christmas projects for some people, and hopefully I don't spill my coffee on them. Welcome. My name is Patty. For those that are brand new, I'm here to do your tarot for the 13th through the 19th. We have a full moon coming in there. On the 18th, I am doing a full moon reading on the 17th, as you can see down below. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the all button on the notifications where you hit the bell, because then you can know when I'm on live. And yes, you can interact. I love to know where people are from. Love to know what you have to say. Hopefully it's all positive, because I don't want to have to bump you off. I'm just joking. But no, I don't allow negativity. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do your reading here. I do mix astrology and numerology with this. This is divine driven. This is divine's deck. So whatever you've come to tarot about, asking him, questioning, wondering, whatever it is that you've come to tarot for, this is the divine's card for you. This is the second dimension saying, here, pay attention to this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Here's your answer, kind of a thing. All right. So we're going to go with that. And it's very interesting for the earth signs, because it is all about reset and starting over from today forward. It is about getting rid of the old and knowing that it no longer serves its purpose. And even our thoughts, when we start thinking of the past and all that kind of stuff, we're not serving a purpose of our future. We keep holding and being bound to the past, which has no purpose anymore. It is done, it's gone. We have to learn it's an over kind of a thing, and this is something that we need to move on from. Okay. So the first card out, the first oracle, we're going to do oracles first, which is your current energy, future, and divine, and then we'll go into a reading. So it is about the number 10. Okay, in numerology, what does that mean? It means that something is about to end and something new is about to start. So does that mean it's going to end really quickly? It's up to you. It all just depends on what it is. But it is a broken open process. This is the reset I was talking about, allowing your mind and spirit to work together to bring something to good. So if you look at this, her heart chakra and her crown chakra are very open. So what she is doing is, oops, I need to plug my computer in. Sorry, I thought I had it plugged in. I just had a client come in and had to take a break. Is that all plugged in? Yes. Okay. So what that means is her heart is open. Her spiritual chakra is open to the second dimension. What is that for you? That means that you really need to pay attention to your spiritual side more than your earthly side, more than your head. Per se, because when we get into our head, we get a whole life of roller coaster and all that kind of stuff. And your mountains and your storms are much bigger. If you walk in the spirit, then you really don't have a whole lot of storms. You figure it out, because it's like, oh, it's a lesson to be learned, or something to move away from, or something to move towards. Okay. So broken open. So this is definitely about something that you need to be looking at and processing for you in your heart, in your spirit, and where it's going from today forward. And for your current energy, I can tell you right now, it's going to be hard. One for some of you, it is again about forgiveness. So we tend to hold on to grudges and anger and frustration, and, well, he did this to me, she did this to me, and it's like not understanding the purpose, or the not understanding the perspective of the other person. Maybe they had a deep reason why they did it. Now, if it's something to create harm to you, that is something different. I'm talking about maybe they left you, or maybe they cheated on you, of that kind of thing. Learning the perspective of the other person. There's so many elements that can go into that. However, if you have the courage to forgive, it takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength. This is going to bring you up to a new spiritual level, because even when I forgave my brother's murderer, it really, people couldn't understand it, because they're not on a spiritual level. They're on an earth-based level. They're in their head. Well, how could you do that? How could you? One, it's not going to bring my brother back. It is not. But the other thing too is, spiritually, I could see the pain and the hurt. And is it right? No, it's not right. Is it something he should be made accountable for? Yes, he should. However, he was so into his drug mind that he may not even remember he did it. Okay. So, but the thing is, this is from a spiritual place where we forgive, not an earthly place. So this is nine, and it is the number 4 to begin your grounding. Okay, so number 4 is beginning a grounding or a foundation. So whenever we do this, and I went through this last 2 years, righting my wrongs of my secular life. Okay, so I would take money and not pay it back, take money and not pay it back. So over these last 2 years, I've been paying back money and righting my wrongs, and I've been doing it face to face with the person so that I can apologize, that I can ask for forgiveness. If they don't want to give it to me, that's fine. However, they did. And the thing is, it made our relationship better. So if you have some wrongs that you need to right, this is a good time to do this. If you said something, if you did something, if you borrowed money, because what happens is when we don't right our wrongs, that energy follows with us into the next year and the next year and the next year. Okay. And then we have the Bard in reverse, which is the number 7. This is about a progress. This is about things that are improving your life. And it's in the reverse. So it is about, the Bard's about storytelling. So what is happening when it's in reverse? We're telling the story we really don't want people to remember. So again, I'll go back to my secular life, and it is where I would borrow money and never pay it back. And I had one person, actually, I sold something for that person and I never gave them the money for it. So very wrong, very wrong. And that person called me a thief. That really opened a new door for me, because it was like, oh my gosh, I don't like that. And she's like, well, too bad, because that's exactly what you did. And she was 100% right. She's 100% right. So those energies follow us, and we don't want them to follow us. All right. So we want to open that. So we don't want to be remembered in negative ways when we pass on. Okay. You're going to hear me talk a lot about that, because this is the future. Energy is harmony and joy, to bring harmony and joy. And we have to break open some pretty hard wounds to accept and grow from. Okay. And, Tauruses can be a little bit, yeah, definitely, can be a little bit stubborn, but so can Virgos. I'm a Virgo. So let's see what else we've got going here. So I am using a new deck, you guys. I'll show this to you. I love it. It is a new deck. It is, you'll always find me using positive decks. If I get a deck that, in the very beginning, I didn't know a lot about tarot, like when you're learning. And there is some really dark decks out there. Beautiful artistry, but very dark. And I won't bring those energies into my home. So I buy decks that are more positive, and sometimes they're more weight rider, sort of contingent. But I love the artists, and I want to do that for them and also support them. So this one here is the Disney Villains, if you haven't seen it. And it is a lot of fun. It is by Ellie Goldwine. Okay, so your first card out is the 9 of Coins. So it's the 9 of Pentacles in all reality. Yeah, this one's sort of bland, but anyway, it has a good meaning to it. So when you break something open, you have to get your ducks in a row. Okay, so you have to really work at it. You really have to get the courage up. We have to really decide, maybe you need to give forgiveness to somebody, or somebody needs to give forgiveness to you. So if somebody's going to come towards you and ask for forgiveness, really take that at heart, because it takes a lot of courage to stand in front of somebody and say, I am really sorry. I did this, and I'm coming with, and when they ask for forgiveness, that is really, really true from the heart. Now, thank you. So Divine is saying, if this person keeps saying sorry over and over and over and over, if this is like a boyfriend or girlfriend and they keep doing the same thing over and over, oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. There is no meaning in that. There is no meaning in that, because if they keep repeating this pattern over and over, this is time for them to boop, bye. Or find to get counseling. If you're married, get counseling or coaching, because that is a pattern of a low vibration, of something that needs to be fixed in them. Okay, so and it's not, and as I told Capricorns, if the person is not with you and for you, they are against you. Okay. And that is just fact. There's no neutral in that. They're either for you or they're against you. So that you really have to weigh between whoever that is. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands. This is again for your future. This is again to look towards what is happening in your life. Okay. For the future. This may be somebody that you may in the future need to forgive. So for somebody, like if somebody cheated on you, they left you or whatever, you can forgive them, you leave them and let them go. It doesn't mean you bring them back into your life. You forgive them and move on. Some cultures, though, I had an African husband for a short time, and he thought that if I forgave him that I would just forget it, and he kept doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. That doesn't work that way. But in his culture, in his mind, if you forgive, then you forget about it and you don't talk about it again, even if they try to do it over and over and over again. That is not correct. That is abusive. So this is brokenness in them. They need to get broke open. Their heart needs to get broke open. So if it's a repeated pattern, that's not what I'm talking about. But if there is a repeated pattern of saying, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, somebody beat them down to have to say that they're sorry for everything. Okay. So there's something there in their past that needs healing. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands, message coming of wisdom, because we have the Emperor. Okay. So the wisdom, things of wisdom come from spiritual, things of knowledge come from um, the earth. So this is wisdom. The emperor is about spiritual wisdom because he's very authoritative, he's very knowledgeable, but he also has his hand in both in the world and spirit. So if you look at the right waiter deck, he's holding two different things. One is for spiritual, one is for earthly, and so he has a lot of knowledge in both, and there's somebody that is probably coming towards you to share some information. Sometimes we want to not listen to our parents because they're older and they don't know what they're talking about, especially if you're young and they're talking to you, well, he's not really good for you, and we just ignore them. I'll tell you, I'm 62 years old. I used to do that to my mother, and I wish I would have listened to her because it would have really created a lot less hardship for me. It really, really would have. However, for somebody, they're not going to. But this is a tower. This is a changing moment. This is a growing moment for you currently. Okay. So you may have to go back to who this person is and say, you know what, I'm really sorry I didn't listen to you. How many of you go out there and your parents tell you one thing? And this could be for us grown-ups too. Though your parents will tell you one thing, you won't do it, but then a friend will go tell you the exact same thing, and then you come back and say, "Oh, Johnny said that I should do this," and you're like, "I just said that." But they don't want to take it from you because you're older, you're that kind of a thing. So it's sort of like a kick in the gut when they do that over and over and over again. However, just forgive them because their maturity level isn't at that spiritual level yet. Okay. So we have the Four of Coins. Want to hang on to stuff. Four of Pentacles. We want to hang on to the stuff that isn't working. This is a time to release those energies, to allow your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit work in synchronicity to help you. Okay. Oh dear, the Judgment card is your challenge card. Challenge card being that somebody is very, very judgmental of somebody. They won't forgive. I know somebody at work, it's like, I think if this person ever said, I'm sorry, it would blow me out of the water because they're always right. Sort of one of those people that you don't want to really have in your arsenal because they can't grow when they think they're always right. Okay, it's actually very dangerous. So for your challenge card, somebody out there is going to say, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to listen to this. I don't want to. And maybe they've clicked off already of my channel. That's fine. It's just a growing process. Okay, somebody doesn't want to forgive. So that's what you're going to be remembered for. Oh, they were always hateful. They were always unforgiving. They were always blah, 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 blah. Now, when you're in sexual abuse or any kind of abuse, it is really, really hard to forgive your perpetrator. However, if forgiveness is not for them, it's for you, so that you can move on. Okay, because even if they're dead and gone and you're still hating on them, this is something deep inside you that needs healing. Okay, and that's all I'm going to talk about on that because I've been there. Okay, and there's 3 videos on sexual abuse, how to survive it, heal, and live with it. And you can watch that. It's listed below if you want. All right. Yeah, so there is a desire. We have the Page of Cups. I like the Page of Cups because he's more mature. He's got a curiosity about him. He's not afraid to do the work. I'm going to be doing clarification a little differently. This is Divine's way of having me do it lately. But he's definitely about learning a new way of processing, a new way of thinking. And I love that about the page. So there is something, excuse me, there is something coming to you that to help you in your process of healing, process of allowing yourself to open up. Somebody's got their guard way up. Oh, wow. Thank you. So this is a different person. So Divine saying somebody's guard is up in a relationship. Totally. You cannot really grow in a relationship if you hold information back from your partner, because your partner really needs to know everything about you. And it's not fair to them because they can't love you the way that you want to be loved, or help you heal or feel your pain. Remember in the beginning, I said if they're not for you, they're against you. This is the thing that they would be against you. That's your problem. Oh, whatever. Same with like sexual abuse. If I were not to share that with my partner, they would not know what my triggers are. They would not know how maybe where I'm sensitive in certain areas, or maybe how I really like to be treated intimately or whatever. It's not fair to them, because if I clam up, because we've got some judgmental going on here, if I clam up, then they're going to like, why are you so frigid? Why are you so cold? Why are you? And they're going to think, what is wrong with you? Okay. And it's your job and your responsibility to share that with that partner so that they can love you in the way that they need to. Now, if they were like, okay, well, wow, you've got a lot of damage control, or you've got a lot of baggage, see it, they're not meant to be in your life. I'll tell you right now. Okay. So don't be ashamed of it, okay? Because we've got the 3 of Wands. Don't be ashamed of it. You're moving towards your future, not your past. 3 of Wands is about moving towards your future. You're looking at where you want to go, what you want to do. You want to break those old molds. You want to break that, because you don't need to be ashamed of anything that has happened to you. You actually need to be rejoiceful in it. That is the Ace of Wands. This is Divine telling you, I have made you in love, and even though things have happened to you, you are still full of love, and love will come to you if you allow it. Okay. Okay, so we have the Emperor and the Truth. So we have the Queen of Swords. What he is saying here is that the Emperor, again, is about the wisdom and the knowledge, but the truth, absolute truth. You need to be talking the absolute truth, and you need to be expecting the absolute truth. This is a boundary issue. Okay, this is the center of your reading. This is about boundaries and standards, okay? And when you do that, then you can forgive. If you don't set healthy boundaries and standards, then you run into problems, because if you don't have the spiritual mindset and you're still secular, you're still thinking of the world, you're thinking here and not of here, your spirit and soul, then things get kerfuffled and changed, okay? So through this process, what you're doing, and through this breaking yourself open, bringing yourself out, your authentic you're walking in yourself maybe forgiving. Okay. This is changing your story. Okay. This is bringing your vibration to a higher level, to accept forgiveness from someone, or to give or ask for forgiveness from someone. This is going to change your story 100%, because your energies are changing. Okay, so the Tower is about changing, and then the 6 of Wands is about victory over that. You will be victorious over it, and I will guarantee you that you will be victorious over it, because I have been there so many times. As far as asking forgiveness, was I shaking in my boots? Yes. Did I not want to face that person? Yes, because I was the one that was wrong, but I was the one that was carrying all that negative energy. They were carrying animosity because I didn't have integrity of my word. That's why words, you got to be really careful, because words are very, very powerful. When you speak it, and as I was saying last month, You must say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what you're going to do and do what you say, or you are really throwing the energies completely off and your integrity begins to go down the toilet. Okay. And then people lose trust, people lose faith, everything in that. And then you're going to be running this cycle of asking for forgiveness. So walk in truth, walk in honesty, walk in integrity. Okay. So the Five of Coins or the Five of Pentacles, again, this is about pain. It is about hurt. It is about healing. It's about somebody feeling left out in the cold. They don't want to be left out in the cold. You do it to yourself. Okay. And I will say that with confidence because I was doing all those things miserable. I was depressed. I was anxiety because I was not a spiritual person. I was not a person of integrity. I was not a person of truth. I was not a person of who you could trust because my words didn't match what I was doing. My actions did not match my words. So this comes from pain because of what you have done for yourself in your choices and your decisions, or you know somebody that is this way. Okay, so it may not be you, it may be somebody that is coming towards you that is that way. And if they are that way, it's time to step back and let them go so that they can learn their lesson like I did. And will they come back? Very, very likely if they learn. I did. I got, in fact, these relationships that I went and I rebuilt are better than they were before. So it's really, really important to do that. So there is messages coming. There is something coming really, really quick. And somebody is going to have the opportunity to judge somebody or forgive. Okay. And when you judge somebody, just remember that you will be judged. So if you throw the first stone, the stones will be thrown right back at you. So that basically, as in the Bible says, that if whoever casts the first stone shall be of no sin. Yeah, right. There isn't one person on this earth that is without sin. But the thing is, this is a message that's coming fast. This is something that's coming hard to somebody. They don't really want to listen to it, but they need to, because this is the only way that you're going to heal. So don't judge people unless you want to be judged. Okay, because, and here's, oh, thank you. He says, well, for somebody who has either somebody around them that gossips, just remember they will go and gossip about you as well. And how do you want to be remembered? So don't give them anything to gossip about. Because if you don't give somebody something negative to gossip about, they can't gossip about you. But they may just try to and fill in some junk. But what legacy do you want to leave? Let's turn this around and have a positive legacy, a positive way of thinking, higher vibrations, basically love. Okay. If you've wronged, if you've done some wrongs, or if you know somebody who's done some wrongs, maybe you need to say to them, hey, this is time that maybe you should right some of your wrongs and change the course of your future, because you will release all those negative energies and then you will only have positive energy to move forward to. And I will tell you from experience and abundance, it brings abundance. It not only brings you abundance in financial, it'll bring you abundance in love. It'll bring you abundance in peace. It'll bring you abundance in joy. It'll bring you abundance in health. It'll bring you abundance in creating a closer relationship with divine. You'll hear him, or you'll feel him, or you'll know he's there, or you'll know he's guiding, and all that kind of stuff. Very, very big difference. This is a beautiful, beautiful reading if you step out of being secular, thinking with your mind and think with your spirit. Spirit knows right from wrong. In fact, I was speaking with an empath last night, and she was like, well, how do I know about intuition? And I said, didn't you just tell me this story that something was telling you not to do this, not to take the truck, and not to go there, and you did, and you got in an accident? She goes, yeah. And I said, that little intuition that was telling you not to take the truck is your intuition, and you went against it. So the intuition helps keep you protected also from things that are trying to do you harm, or a relationship that is not good for you. Okay. And that's all I'm going to go on that, because I could keep going on and on and on. So Taurus. Now, don't forget too, also, I want to let you know I have a new channel probably starting on the 1st. I say January 1st, say probably because I'm trying to upload videos in between. If you can see behind me, I have tons of leather work to do for the holiday. So I'm trying to do that after Christmas and try to get some videos uploaded. But the channel is called Transformation by Divine, and that is transformation going from secular to spiritual and understanding a relationship with God or divine and how to grow your relationship together. The channel is up, but there's no videos on it. And you're welcome to subscribe early, but definitely it's going to be more of a spiritual walk and understanding how you can grow your faith and trust in the second dimension, and make your decisions by the second dimension and have a more peaceful, joyful, and fulfilling life and purpose. All right. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. The full moon, click on the link and go ahead and subscribe to the full moon, and you'll be notified when I'm on live at 9 a.m. on the 17th for the full moon reading. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please take care and walk in absolute truth and love. Take care. Bye-bye.